Hello and welcome back to the Blood Bowl 2 Legendary Edition. Yes, this is the beta. The full game releases on September 5th, but if you pre-order the expansion pack, or rather the Legendary Edition now, you get full access to the... well, I guess it's a closed beta, because you have to buy it. Anyway, I did just that, and because I don't have enough time today for a full game, at least that's what I think if it takes more than an hour, I thought why not at least show you the contents of this new beta and what's coming in this upcoming Legendary Edition. And so I created a few teams, you know, with the new possible teams in this beta, and I think I'll just run you through them. We got, besides the 4 teams we had last time, which were the Halflings, the Amazons, the Kislev Circus and the Underworld Denizens, we got the Vampires, the Elven Union, Ogres and Goblins. And if we take a look at these, just really quick, the Elven Union, of course, agility players. You know, just your usual stuff. Tendency towards inflated team value, I guess this is because they get really strong skills, because they have easy access to agility skills. We got the Ogres, they are new, at least for this edition. 6 possible big guys, you know, and then your little, what are they called? Noblars? Trash stuff really, but it could be funny to play them, I think. We got the Goblins. Just the usual stuff. Goblins, 2 Trolls, which is unusual, and 2 secret weapon guys, but I will show you later what they're all about. And the Vampires. Yeah, the Vampires are the last ones. 2 really fucking strong Vampires, I'll show you just in a second, and the rest are Thralls. But you can buy more Vampires, of course. Anyway, let's take a look at the Vampires. As you can see, your standard team consists of 9 Thralls and 10 Thralls and 2 Vampires. Yes. But because the Thralls are so fucking weak, they don't really count much towards your team value. But take a look at these guys. Take a look at the Vampires. They got agility and strength 4. That's pretty neat. I mean, they don't have much movement allowance, but the Thralls don't have it either, and they're your standard guys, I think. I mean, they have a slightly lower armor value than usual linemen, I think, and they have no skills at all. And you have to roll really good to get anything of value, because you only have access to the general skills. But then you got these guys, the Vampires. They're great. They're just so strong, and Hypnotic Gaze is a really strong skill where you can roll to make an opponent lose his tackle zones and any action at all, really. And you can get up to 6 of them. So if you get a few good games and a few good die when it comes to your winnings at the end of a round, you can buy a few of them and dominate. But at the same time, if you lose one of them, you're basically fucked, which is probably why I won't play them in videos. Because I'm likely to get fucked every time I play. Yes, that's it. I'll just blame that, yeah. Anyway, the Vampires. Pretty cool guys. I'm looking forward to playing them privately on my own. Also, the Elven Union, yes. Just Elven guys, I guess. I mean, lineman, thrower, catcher, blitzer. Not really anything special. They got sidestep, which I think the usual Elven blitzers don't have. And that's it, really. I mean, okay, Nerves of Steel for your catchers. Great, and they all have agility 4 and strength 3. I mean, this could be a potentially well-rounded team, you know, where you don't have to be scared of 2 bashy teams, because you got strength 3, but at the same time you could also play it as a passing game with agility 4. I don't know. I like the other elven teams more, you know, the Dark Elves with their Assassin and the Wood Elves with their War Dancers, I think they're called. I like them more. They just seem more special. But yeah, it's the Elven Union. They're just a mix of all the other elven teams, basically. At least that's what they're supposed to be, I guess. Now, the Ogres. I don't know what I should think about them. They have up to 6 Ogres, which are fucking strong, to be honest, but they have agility too. So you need to bash your enemies away for your Nobblers to get the ball. But then again, your Nobblers have strength 1, so what do you do when your enemy is like an Elven team and manages to dodge out of your Ogre's Tacker Zones, who have only movement allowance 5? You can't really do anything except to pick up the Nobblers and throw it at your enemy, you know? It could be really funny, it could be a unique playstyle. I'm looking forward to it. But again, I'll probably play them privately. The Nobblers have one particular skill, which is new. At least I haven't seen it before. They got Titchy. The player may add 1 to any dodge roll he attempts. On the other hand, while opponents do have to dodge to leave any of the Titchy player's Tacker Zones, Titchy players do not exert a -1 modifier when opponents dodge into any of their Tacker Zones, which isn't that bad, really. It's more of a positive skill than a negative one, because, fuck me, Stunty, Titchy and dodge? You will never be able to fail rolls if you dodge out of any Tacker Zones with these guys, I think. But then again, they don't count towards blocking much of your enemy as well, because they got Titchy. Yes. A really, really funny looking team. But the most funny looking one, and the one I'm looking forward to the most as well, are the Goblins. Because they are fucking weird. I mean, okay, we got Goblins. Strength 2, agility 3. Your standard slightly weaker. Passing game guy, I guess. Movement allowance 6, isn't that great. They got Stunty and dodge. They got right stuff for the trolls to throw them. Nothing really special. You got the trolls, they are loners and really stupid, so they could fuck up your game potentially, even if you have to. You might not want 2 of them on your field at the time. But then again, they got strength 5, so if they do attack your enemy, prepare to get some good rolls and block many people at once. But the really, really great stuff about the Goblin teams are the secret weapons they got. And the Pogo, who you don't get if you let the team assistant buy your mates, but whatever. Let's take a look at the Pogo first and then at the secret weapons. The Pogo, you see, movement allowance 7, slightly longer, very long legs. I guess this is this Pogo stick and leap. So if you manage to let the Pogo get the ball, if you pass it to him and he catches it or something, since he has easy access to agility and can leap and has very long legs, which makes leap strong, just like the Kislev Circus, I think, you could use him to score quite a few points, I think. But for this to happen, you need to get the ball. And this is where your secret weapons come in. You got a Loony, and the Loony has a chainsaw, and the player armed with a chainsaw must attack with it instead of making a block. Which essentially means if you do make a d6 and you don't roll a 1, which is a critical fail, you fuck up your enemies big time. You don't care about strength or stuff, I guess. Well, you slightly do, because if he gets cornered, he gets attacked pretty hard as well. But yeah, the secret weapons are really fucking strong, but they have one downside. If you got a secret weapon, once a drive ends that this player has played in at any point, the referee orders the player to be sent off regardless of whether the player is still on the pitch or not, which means you need enough backup players, backup goblins. So if you do get injured or KO'd, you don't have to put all of your secret weapons out at once. You want to space them out over the game, you know, you want to use maybe one Loony in the first half and then one of the Fanatics or Bombardiers or something in the second half, or maybe if you're able to, or if you want to fuck your enemy up and you got the attack in the beginning, you want to take 2 secret weapons out to be able to injure as many enemies as possible at once and as fast as possible. And then in the second half you take your other secret weapon, or maybe no secret weapon at all, because you don't need it since you killed the half of the enemy team already. Anyway, let's take a look at the Fanatic. I'm rambling about the secret weapons at the Goblins. The Fanatic has got a ball and chain, which is really weird, and I think I might need to see it in action first. But as I understand it, the ball and chain moves this player. Players armed with a ball and chain can only take move actions, and each square is randomly chosen, which is fucking weird. All move points must be used. No dodge roll is required if you leave attacker zone. This is good. If during his move action, he would move into an occupied square, then the player would throw a block following normal blocking rules against whoever is in that square, friend or foe. This is weird. This could fuck up your game, but also pretty much fuck up your enemy, because look at this. Look at strength 7. This is juicy. This is good. You could kill an ogre with this guy. And they got strength 5. Anyway, the player must follow up if they push back another player. Prone or stunned players in an occupied square are pushed back, and an armor roll is made to see if they are injured. So if you move with them on an already knocked down enemy, you can pretty easily injure them. If the player is ever knocked down or placed prone, roll immediately for injury. This is the downside. If you get knocked down, you are, most of the time, if you have luck like me, also fucked. Stunned results are always treated as KO'd. Pretty bad. This player may use the grab skill but may never use the diving tackle, frenzy, kick off return, leap, pass block or shadowing skills. Yeah, okay, because of his mechanic, I guess. Nothing special. But geez, if you manage to make a good move with this dude, man, this could be mental. I'm looking forward to playing these guys. Man, I fell in love with my orcs because they're so vanilla. But I'm really looking forward to playing these guys as soon as I have time to play another game of Blood Bowl. Not today. Not today, sadly. Anyway, the last secret weapon. The Bombardier is a goblin special unit. His bombs thrown from a safe distance, so panic in opposition ranks. So let's take a look at them. He looks pretty cool. I think that's the best thing about him. No, he's a secret weapon as well, and he is Bombardier. A coach may choose to have a Bombardier throw a bomb instead of taking any other action. The bomb is thrown using the rules for throwing the ball, including weather effects and use of Hail Mary pass, except that the player may not move or stand up before throwing it. So you either stand on the square already, or you have to move, or you have to stand up and then you lose your bomb throw action. So you want to keep these guys at a safe distance as well. You don't want them to move up too far. You want to have them in a safe space, but at the same time as close as possible, because as you see, it's a ball throw action. And if you're too far away, you fuck it up big time. And fucking it up big time can also mean dropping the ball, and you know what this means if the ball is a bomb. So where is it? Intercepted bomb passes are not turnovers, so you can intercept them. All skills that may be used when a ball is thrown may be used when a bomb is thrown also. A bomb may be intercepted or caught using the same rules for catching the ball, in which case the player catching it must throw it again immediately. So you can possibly catch a bomb that is thrown at you and throw it somewhere else. But again, if you throw it at, or if you try to catch it with someone who's got bad agility, you're fucked again. The bomb explodes when it lands in an empty square, or an opportunity to catch the bomb fails. When the bomb finally does explode, any player in the same square is knocked down immediately, and players in an adjacent squares are knocked down on a roll of 4+. So you got a little bit of area of effect there, and if you manage to level these guys up and give them some really good agility skills, or maybe passing skills, man, you could just keep throwing bombs at the enemy ball carrier and thus be able to pick the ball up again. Or you could try to fuck up someone's day by killing his best player or something, or keeping them down all the time, but only for one half of the game, you know, since he's a secret weapon. So you have to decide when you want to do that. I think in the beginning would be best. Using the Bombardier and the Fanatic with the ball and chain in the beginning will probably what I'll try to do. because the Looney is much more reliable. He can choose who he blocks, and he has a pretty high chance to block as well. Well, you could also argue that this is pretty useful in the first half of the game, so you can reliably knock out some enemy players, but I don't know. As you know, I like to play risky and lose because I play risky, and then I get angry at the game and cry and whinge and stuff, so yeah, fuck me. Anyway, another new thing about this closed beta and in the release edition of the Legendary Edition are mixed teams. Take a look at this. You got mixed teams. Bretonnian, Halfling, Human, Wood Elf, Dwarves, and the Alliance of Goodness. I won't read out all of these, but you can take a look at them. This enables new possibilities and new plays, especially the games with goblins in them, or the teams with goblins in them. Or you see this. This is basically a mixed Elven team already. So you don't even need to really use the Elven Union. You can use the Elven Union in them, but you could potentially play a game with High Elves and Wood Elves, or Dark Elves and Wood Elves. You can buy Assassins and War Dancers. You can get some serious Chaos Gods action in there. You can get some... Where are the dwarves? Where are the normal dwarves? There they are. You can get dwarves and halflings and the big guys of the halflings, and use your dwarves as blitzers and blockers, and then really use your halflings to throw at your enemies. There are so many possibilities here. It's fucking crazy. I mean, basically every team that hasn't got strong bashers in them can still be played now at the bashy playstyle, because you can just use a mixed team and see if you can find a mixed team with your team of choice and buy some bashers. I mean, the Elvens haven't got some, but take a look at this. Goblins, Orcs, Ogres and Lizardmen. You got so many bashers in there, and then you can use the Goblins as well. This would be really funny to use, actually. Violence Together, it's a fitting team name, isn't it? Anyway, I've created one mixed team, Afterlife United, just to take a look at it, how it works, and I'll show you. I mean, these are your usual guys, right? But you wouldn't really get them otherwise. Skeletons, zombies, ghouls, wights and mummies. Then you can buy werewolves, flesh golems, and they all have their separate max value, you know? You can buy 2 werewolves and mix them with your wights, and then buy flesh golems, if you got the money, of course, only if you got the mummies, and get some mummies. You can make a team entirely out of big guys. You can get some Tomb Guardians as well, just in case if you need them, you know? You can get some vampires, which are pretty fucking strong, as I said before. Man, this is great. You can make a team out of... You know, the vampire team had this weakness of having to use thralls. But here, you can buy maybe 1 vampire and then fill this team up with some other cheap linemen. Like, I quite like the skeletons, actually. They're better than the zombies, I think. I just like them more. They have more movement allowance. That's the only thing they really got going for them. They have lower armor value, but they got fixed guard. But whatever, I mean, you can mix and match. You can play however you like, as long as you got the money, you know. It's a new way to play the game, really. And even the coach assistant made teams are... Funny enough, I mean, look at this. You got so many skills already. The only one with all the skill is the 1 vampire thrall the coach assistant throws at you, because you won't have enough money otherwise. You got only 1 team reroll because most of these guys are so fucking expensive. You got no cheerleaders or fan factors at all. But it's fucking great, isn't it? It's fucking great to play the game in a way that's unusual and new, really, because it can get stale sometimes. Especially over the span of a few years which this game has been released now. I'm really happy that they finally, you know, got up their asses and released new teams. I mean, they did in the past as well, but they took several months for each team, and by the time a new team came out, the old new team was already kind of boring sometimes, because you play it so much, because it's the only new one, that you get bored of it. But now releasing so many new ones at the same time can really change up plays, you know? It can really change how people play, what they play. It can even make old teams stronger again, because some of the new teams obviously have weaknesses that other old teams can take advantage of, you know? But anyway, I'm rambling again. Is there anything else I want to say? If you love Blood Bowl, pre-order it. I mean, we know what we are getting. There are enough people playing the beta. It is a great addition. And if you have Blood Bowl already, it only costs you like 22 euros or something. I don't know how many dollars or pounds that is, but it's worth it. Basically, you get 8 new teams. I mean, fuck that. That's a great value compared to what you would have spent otherwise, you know, when buying a single new team. And it releases really soon, so of course you can wait until it releases and see if it really is great and see if it revives the community a little bit, but that's one of the drawbacks, right? If you wait to see if the community really revives or not, if enough people do that, and if enough people wait, it won't help. We all need to get in here and play. Just get in here and play, and please, if you're new to Blood Bowl, play this game and play against me, because I need some noobs to play against. That's what I'm saying, basically. If you're shit, message me and play against me, and I'll be happy. I'll be really happy to play against you. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you enjoyed the amateur look of someone who's got nothing really to say about the new teams, because he has no knowledge of this game at all. Looking at the games, you know, looking at those new teams and whatever I'm doing. I think I should stop now. Until next Sunday. Bye.